Hey, it's Mr. Johns. Welcome back to Planet Zoo. I have recently added a tree frog. That's not the one. Tree frog exhibit. So, red-eyed tree frog. These guys are super cute. Let's see if we can crawl in here and find one. Part of the fun is trying to see these guys in their exhibits. There he is right there. So let's click on camera, give us a close-up. So I should have 2 or 3 of these guys in here. I have always loved colorful frogs. I would love to have a few of these, a terrarium or something at my house with those frogs. Very cool. Also, let's exit camera mode, and I did finish the exit camera mode. Finished the doll sheep exhibit, so I do love the train that spins around it, but people needed to see it. They need to be ready for a climb. Let's unpause so you can see them actually climbing. This is a good little workout here. Up the stairs. I don't know how many stairs I should count, but hey, if they want to see the doll sheep, that's the price. Oh, come on now. Come on now. That's the price they pay. So at the very top, kind of a lookout with a little educational board. I noticed education scores were pretty low. People were complaining. So who knew people would complain about education? But they do expect to learn a few things. So with an exhibit, you can put those little pedestals, but with a habitat, you have to put something else, either a big sign or a speaker. And I don't love that these stick up and kind of block the view, so I may replace those with speakers and see if the quality of education is the same. These people seem to be pretty happy, but see, when you click on them, they tell you, hey, I'm 38% happy, right? So I got some things to work on. Thirsty, so I need some more vendors selling drinks. And education, 30%. So, you know, room for improvement. And that's what the game's all about. So what am I doing now? Moose habitat. So downloaded this moose habitat as is. Have not done anything to it. I am so stoked that my train layout, actually, you can't resize habitats. So far, they have fit perfectly. Like, perfectly. Now, the moose one is the first real test because it was actually in between the train. And what are the odds that it fit just ideally? So I wanted to take, that's kind of cool. Love that. I wanted to take you through the steps of what do I do after I, first of all, I pause it. There's no reason to have the water getting dirty and people complaining that they can't see any animal in there. Look how close that train's going to come to that. Right there. That's really close. So, kind of packing them in, but that's the whole point. It looks like there is like this is as is. This is like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to put a path to that somehow. There is a speaker for education right there, so I guess you can sit on the stands, educate yourself on a moose, and check out the animals, which there aren't any yet. So I like that idea. I'm not sure if I can squeeze them in where the train is, but I may do an elevated pathway, and that's probably what this is made for anyway. These habitats are a little tricky to build around, I think. They always come in on these little berms, it seems like, and they stick up. So that gives you the challenge of getting the people up to it. So, all right. So what do I do? Luckily, the quality of habitats has been really good, and these designers are fantastic. So I have a feeling that this will be pretty good right off the top. But for sure, what we need to do is go to facilities and water and power. And we need to click on power and see if it's covered by power. Well, why do you need power to a moose habitat? Well, I will eventually have water purifying systems, and there's probably nothing else powered in here. but you certainly need that water to be purified and kept clean. So I used to think, and I'm still not 100% sure, but things seem to be working okay for me. I used to think that, and I honestly I think it should be this way, but I used to think that your water and power had to cover the entire facility, like all the water. But apparently, from what I've read online, now what's this blue thing over here? Oh, that's the entrance. Now that's cool. That would be really convenient. So if I could rotate, let's go ahead and zoom in here. There's going to be a path right here, so that is ideal. So if I hold down Z, let's see, points forward. See that arrow, the green arrow on the circle? That points the direction that it would connect to a path. Now that is really sweet. So that puts it away from the people. I'm probably going to just end the path right here at, let's go ahead and close that. So they don't walk all the way around behind this tree. There's no reason to. So that should be fairly hidden from people. So we have power. Now we also need water. Let's go ahead and add a path. So this is a staff path, and I typically do it skinny, 13 feet wide, and hopefully this won't be weird because of how I put the... I think it looks okay. And let's go down with stairs to the bottom. Sweet. Okay. So now, trains. Okay, that's a problem. So I have to get over to this path. Oh, there's a path right there, but how do I get there? I'm going to have to go over the train or under the train. That's an interesting problem. So just to make things a little easier for me to deal with, I'm going to get rid of some of these trees. I can put them back later. These were just for hiding the path. Now I need to connect these paths. So a tunnel would be pretty sweet. I haven't done a staff tunnel before. I would prefer that. So I wonder if I can make it auto tunneling. Yes. And let's see if I can go. See if it'll let me. Let's see, how easy is this going to be? Or how difficult is this going to be? Okay. Is it going to let me? All right. Straight ahead, my friend. Straight ahead. Now, I don't want to keep going down. Let's level. Hey. Let's level that out. Sorry, the whole QE thing is not a normal game thing for me. So I don't love it. I don't need to be that deep. I think I need to be level right there. Yes, level. Is that level? It's a little hard to see, but I think it's level. Yes. Okay. We're going to go under, boink, boink. Probably should follow it. And I can, okay, sorry. Just bear with me as I learn to drive. Boink. It's, I have to, there we go. Oh, okay, there we go. So let's go ahead and start going back. Up again, up again. Light. Light, up again. I probably should have done stairs. Let's back out of there and let's go stair. Can I go straight, please? Straight. No, I don't like that. I want to go straight. I'd rather, there we go, just be straight. So, oh man, that's so weird. I don't like it. That is fine. I just want to go straight. Let's see if I have length turned on. No, length is the shortest I can be. So let's go ahead and bounce out of here and see if I can connect. Let's see how that looks. That's great. That's great. I just need to connect. Boink, boink. Go down. Okay. Flat. Yes. Yes. It's a victory when you get pathways to work in Planet Zoo. Whoo! Look at that. That was smarter than going over the top. It's less visible. People on the train will hardly even know it. Fantastic. All right, so That's awesome. Next up, we need to go back to facilities. I'm not sure if this is going to work. I'm going to have to do some modification. We're going to need, I'm not sure if they need temperature regulation. Well, let's go ahead and do water treatment. And Z and rotate to the arrow. I'm hoping it's going to give me a connection right here. I don't think it's going to. That really sucks. Let's just make sure it does cover some of the water. Oh, yeah, it covers most of the water. As a matter of fact, this one from the... Oh, bing, bing, bing. I think I'm good. I think the water purifier from the Penguin facility, then maybe I don't need the power. Why would I need power? Let's try it without power. We definitely need a keeper, though. So, okay, there's probably nothing in here powered. Well, I mean, that speaker might be powered, but I can live without that. Why is it floating now? Was it always floating? That's weird. I'm going to get rid of that. It shouldn't have been floating anyway. Logs are floating. I wonder if I need to raise the water up. That's interesting. Like I was saying, most of the habitats come in right on, but it's worth looking around and seeing. Maybe once I unpause it, stuff will fall to the ground. No, that's weird. Things are floating. So reset enrichment. Okay. All right. Is it like... That's weird. What is that? Grazing ball feeder. Is it like... Is it... I don't know what that's doing. Floating. Maybe it does that on purpose. Okay. So I think we're good. Let's go ahead and unpause it again. We can watch the water flow. I would guess if we've got water filtration coming from over here, that's probably enough. It's probably going to handle it. If I click on the water, it'll tell me cleanliness 100%. Tells me the average water depth is 2 feet 5 inches, and the water area is 25,952 square feet. So fantastic. Okay, that almost seems too easy. But I don't have the paths yet for people, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and get the moose in. Moose. Haven't done the research yet, so how many I need. Let's go ahead and grab Fargo, the moose, adopt him, send him to the zoo, boink, and there's probably no... Okay, so the other thing I need to do is make it a work zone. It's not, so probably no one will bring the moose. No one is assigned. So what I will do is go to zoo staff, and because I'm not limited by funds, I can hire as many people as I want, which is awesome. So I'm going to go staff. There's no paths yet, so I don't need a caretaker. Yes, I do. Caretakers go inside too. So I'll put him over here on that path. Go back to zoo and staff. We'll also grab a keeper. We'll just drop them over on this staff path. So we have a keeper, we have a caretaker. There's really no need for a mechanic that I know of, but I'm going to go ahead and assign one anyway. I don't know. He probably doesn't need to do anything. And a veterinarian. I forgot. I'm not hiring educators. That's probably why my score is a little bit low. All right, so now I have hired those 4 people. However, you have to go to set up a work zone. Easiest way that I found to do this is just go to the person that you just hired. How do you know which person it is? You could have paid attention to their name. That's the appropriate thing to do. Know the people you work with. However, I don't. I just look at the one that doesn't have a work zone, and it's right here, and I click on Create Work Zone, and now it's going to ask me, what do you want in the work zone? Well, I want the moose habitat, so make it green, and then for the staff to be able to work, you also have to click on, I just click on all the buildings in the staff village. All right, so that they have access to the veterinary clinic, to the quarantine area, to the staff room. They will not be happy if you don't do that. I probably should also click on that water purifier so it's in this work zone and another work zone so that the mechanic, now the mechanic will deal with that. So, solve that, answered that question. So I believe we should be golden, and I'm not so sure. Let's see, the staff village is right here. So at some point we should see somebody running. They always run. They're super excited, which I appreciate their enthusiasm. They run with the box, and they'll be delivering our moose. And I can't wait to see a moose come out of the box. Oh, I missed it. He's already there. That's how fast they are. Look at how beautiful that is. Dude. Let's go ahead and camera on that guy. Now, if you haven't seen one of these in real life, I've probably seen 5 or 6. Once coming around the corner in a creek. Well, actually, north of the Payette Lake in McCall, was paddling quietly with my brother. We came around a corner, and there was a moose standing in the water with us, and we had to stop and back up slowly. They can be pretty mean. People don't think it. It just looks like a cow with big antlers. A skinny cow. It's more built like a horse, actually, than a cow. But they can be pretty territorial, and they could take you out. So just, if you don't believe me, Google it or go to YouTube and look up videos of moose attacks. They are the most, I'd say, one of the most amazing looking creatures. And if you're not sure how big they are, well, one of the other times I came across one, I was driving a group of people to a whitewater rafting trip on a dirt road, and we came around the corner, and there was a moose standing sideways in the road, and he took up the whole road, left to right, the width of the road, his tail to his head. Massive, and taller than our truck. So they are way bigger than they seem to be. So, all right, so next thing I do is go through the menu for Fargo, the moose, and just make sure he looks good. Everything looks good. And like I said, these designers in the Planet Zoo workshop are kicking butt. They are nailing it. So it looks like swimming area. I don't know why that. It says navigable swimming area. No. But I'll have to look at that. It looks like there's plenty. Everything else looks great. Oh, enrichment. Yeah, everything's already put in. So, all right. So other than the swimming area, and I don't know why that is, let's take a look at the water area. Maybe he just hasn't been there yet. Maybe he has to actually physically see it. But there is lots of water area, obviously. And a moose, they like shallow water. And I think that said the average was 5 feet deep. No, average water is 2 feet 5. So that's perfect. They like to feed off the bottom and walk through the water. This is ideal with some fresh flowing water up here on this end. All right, that's great. And then the last thing I do is go to zoo animals, and why is it just bears? Should also show my wolves. 1 second, thinking this through. It says I have 67 animals total. Okay, I'm not really sure why that's just showing bears. Maybe I've selected, I don't know. Anyway, the reason I'm here is to click on food. A lot of people overlook this, and when you're in sandbox mode and money doesn't matter, this is awesome. So you'll see that you've got grade 1, 2, and 3 quality food. Grade 1 food's $290. Grade 3 food, $374. Not much different, but when you're barely making ends meet, when you're trying to financially run the zoo, it's really tough. But if you are doing sandbox mode or not having a problem with money, give these guys the highest quality food possible. So now we've got our sheep, our bear, our penguin, and our moose all eating the best food they can. they can. You can also see at this on the screen, you can see I don't know what this means right there. Number of keepers assigned, 0. So I need to check that for moose. It shows I've got 2 for the penguin, 2 for the grizzly bear, 1 for the Dall sheep, and also how many animals I have: 5 Dall sheep, 3 grizzly bear, 28 penguin, and 1 moose. But why do I not have a keeper assigned? So let's go back to staff and click on keeper. That's because I didn't finish that job. I got sidetracked. So let's add. There we go. Let's add moose. Moose. I do have a thing called moose, don't I? Didn't I finish that? Oh, I know what I did. I just called it Work Zone 9. That was dumb. So I was sidetracked there. Work Zone 9. Edit Work Zone. Up here. Wow. Up here, click on the pencil. Don't call it Work Zone 9. I'm going to call this Moose. So now we know exactly what's in the work zone. So let's just make sure we have a veterinarian, Moose. We have, a mechanic. Let's give him Moose. May not need him. Security guard, caretaker. If anybody doesn't have a work zone, give them Moose. And I believe vendor, no. Caretaker, security guard, mechanic, keeper. Oh, keeper was hidden. That's why. So no work zone, Moose. Well, that's why. See, so double check, look at things from different angles, and you will very likely catch yourself. So now under animals and food, we should now see, where'd my moose go? So there are some weird, glitchy stuff in this game. Unless I'm doing something totally wrong. Let's go back and make sure we have a moose. It says I have no moose. So help me find my moose. If you see him, shout out. Let's go ahead and get down a little bit closer to the ground. Well, there's a dude coming in. Tell me where my moose is. Why would the moose not be there already? Bwah, bwah, bwah. You saw him. I did too. Well, what I can do is click on the gate, and it'll give us a little information about the habitat. Just double check that. Make sure everything looks good. So when you click on the gate, you can go through this list as well, just to make sure everything's good. And this is where you also want to change the routine visits to monthly. I don't know why you would want. I would want weekly if I owned this zoo. I would want you to come by and check on at least, maybe even daily. So I'm not really sure why. So don't forget this as well. They call it Habitat 18. I don't know. I'll change that to moose as well. So I have a zone called moose, and I also have a habitat. I don't think I've always been good at changing the names of the habitats, but I should do that also. So now I'm a little bit concerned that I may not have a moose. I don't know what happened, man. So food. Interesting. But it also just shows bears. So I think something happened to my moose. I don't know. It's no longer around. That makes 0 sense to me. 0. So I'm going to go ahead and go grab another moose. That's just weird. It's weird. I'll grab this Suthley. Adopt. Send to zoo. That is just weird. It's weird. It's weird. I don't know. Um, I have noticed glitches here and there, so double check everything and just make sure, double check everything. That's the best way to handle that. Um, a dangerous animal has escaped. Okay, well maybe that's where the moose is. Where? What? There's Fargo. Fargo. Fargo is waiting for the show to start. He's ready to learn. So apparently, the last thing, and maybe not the last thing I should check. Probably the first thing I should have checked is the barrier. So don't forget to check your barrier and make sure there is one. And there is. See right there, if you click where you think a barrier should be, it usually pops up. It looks like kind of an invisible barrier. He was able to probably just climb right over it and jump from the rock to that right over the top. So I'm going to fix that. Plus, I have another moose coming. I'll catch you next time. For now, though, Mr. Johns is out.